The people in general are very kind-hearted and open, and as long as you play your part. Okay, very important. Scams targeting foreigners. In fact, as a Filipinos, I also have victim of several scams. There are indeed many scams that also target locals. Still, many scammers find it much easier to target foreigners. And sadly, many have lost money. Welcome to our YouTube channel. It's me, Roger, and welcome to Roger&Ismi Vlogs. And today's video is all about, is Thailand better than Philippines? Before I start, daghang salamat sa inyong paghigugma o pagsuporta sa among channel. Thank you so much for the love and support, guys. And if you're new to this channel, don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe. And hit the bell icon for new uploads or new videos. Southeast Asia is one of those regions of the world where everyone wants to visit at some point in their lifetime. The vibrant cultures, incredible food, breathtaking landscape, and exotic wildlife sum the lure of this part of the globe, and the Philippines and Thailand have it all. However, Thailand and the Philippines are very different. So making the right decision about which to visit for your once-in-a-lifetime holiday is really important. That is why I'm here to help, and also I made a research about Thailand since I never been there. Additionally, aside from looking at retiring in the Philippines or Thailand, I also be going over the pros and cons and also investigating how much money you need to retire in the Philippines or Thailand. And finally, summarize which option is best for retirees. The pros of retiring in the Philippines. First is high level of spoken English. Arguably, one of the best things about retiring in the Philippines as a foreigner is the high degree of spoken English across the country. Statistically speaking, the percentage of fluent English speaking in the Philippines reaches the high 90s. And this is one of the reasons you may find so many Filipino teachers in other countries, and also including Thailand. Now, retirement visa. The official name for the retirement visa in the Philippines is the Special Resident Retiree Visa, or SRRV. Technically, retirement visa can be obtained from 35 years old with a time deposit. But most retirement visas can be obtained with a pension if you are over 50 years old. The time deposit is currently at 10,000 USD plus a monthly pension limit at least $800 per month. Now let's talk about beautiful islands and tours. Without a doubt, the Philippines is one of the most beautiful countries in Asia. In fact, on top of the countless awards this country has won for its scenery, it is well known worldwide as the Maldives of Asia. If you are looking to retire in the Philippines or Thailand, then the scenery is an important area to consider. Now, overall better quality of life depending on the country you are from, where you live right now. The Philippines can be a great, fantastic new life and serves as a rich quality of life for many foreigners. One reason that quality of life is better in the Philippines is that the Philippines is one of the cheapest destinations in Asia, meaning that your retirement money can go farther. Now let's proceed to low cost of living. As we will discuss in this video, now living in the Philippines is considerably lower than Western countries compared to Southeast Asian countries. You may be surprised to know that the Philippines is not the cheapest country. However, there are certain perks that the Philippines has, such as thousands of beautiful islands across the country. which makes retiring in the Philippines worth the extra pesos. Now let's proceed to friendly locals. Filipinos are well known to be welcoming and open with foreigners. And as a Filipino, I found that South Filipinos tend to be more friendly, only slightly, as foreigners were rare occurrence compared to cities such as Manila. Nonetheless, the friendliness of the locals is another critical area when deciding where to retire between Thailand or the Philippines. The distance to other Southeast Asian countries. Lastly, if you are thinking of retiring in the Philippines or Thailand, then the great news is that you don't need to stay in the Philippines for an extended period. Now, many retirees decide to travel around Asia. And this is made possible if you are based in the Philippines due to easy access to another Southeast Asian countries. Now, let's talk about the pros of retiring in Thailand. First, low cost of living, especially in the north part. Now, based on my research about cost of living in Chiang Mai and just how much a foreigner will need each month to live comfortably in the north of Thailand. The north is perhaps one of the cheapest regions in Thailand. And also, it is cheaper than a similar area in the Philippines. And now let's talk about the fast Wi-Fi. One positive about retiring Thailand as a foreigner is that most retirees have easy access to high-speed fiber internet. Additionally, the internet costs are meager. A simple fiber connection can cost approximately 800 Thai baht a month. But this depends on the service provider. Also, Wi-Fi packets are standard in the Philippines, making internet connection easily accessible. A comfortable and straightforward way of life. One big category when looking at retirement in the Philippines versus Thailand. In the other, Thailand is the overall way of life. Speaking of comfortable and straightforward way of life is one of the many benefits Thailand has to offer. The people in general are very kind-hearted and open, and as long as you play your part, there will always be a home for you in Thailand. Now, diverse destination, one benefit, especially for all those retirees looking to travel around the diverse countryside of Thailand. The north of Thailand is famous for its mountains and friendly locals. The south is well known for luxury villas and stunning beaches. And finally, areas such as Bangkok are known for their bustling nightlife and investment opportunities. Now let's talk about safe and secure country. As a whole, Thailand is a very safe and secure country. Over the last 10 years, certain events have changed foreigners' views of Thailand. But Thailand remains a very safe and secure place for the majority. But like with every country, there will always be bad areas and places to avoid. So now you have to keep that in mind. Mixed culture. Country, one benefit of living in Thailand as a retiree is that it is a diverse cultural country. Now, this is a great for retirees looking for friendship and network opportunities. Many different meetups are organized, which are generally advertised on Facebook or through applications. Now, this is really important. Let's talk about health services. A significant factor when you are retiring and comparing whether to retire in the Philippines or Thailand is the general health service of the country. Thailand has excellent healthcare facility service in the majority of the cities around the country. And additionally, Thailand is also cosmetic surgery such as hair transplant, dental tourism, and much more. Now let's talk about ease of access. Lastly, one benefit of retiring in Thailand is that it has overall ease of access to many facilities, venues, and social groups, making life in Thailand very easy and also enjoyable for retirees. Now, if you speak Thai or are willing to learn, then life in Thailand becomes much more manageable as communication barriers are broken down. Then, let's talk about the cons of retiring in the Philippines. First, heavy traffic. One very noticeable thing, especially if you live in Manila or Cebu, is the heavy traffic if you want to travel during peak times, which tends to be in the mornings or when everybody finishes work. Let's say, for example, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. You may have a tough time traveling. Now, a short 15-minute journey can quickly turn into an hour and a half traveling time. Second is blackouts. Depending on your location, blackouts can be widespread in the Philippines, which is also very important when looking at whether you should retire in Thailand or Philippines. As this can impact your lifestyle, reports have suggested that electrical blackouts have decreased as the years have progressed. However, many parts of the Philippines, especially outside of the cities, are still developing. Okay, very important. Scams targeting foreigners. In fact, as a Filipinos, I also have victim of several scams. There are indeed many scams that also target locals. Still, many scammers find it much easier to target foreigners. And sadly, many have lost money. So it's essential to be very careful, especially in terms of romance, in investigating, etc. Now let's talk about Wi-Fi coverage. Thanks to the internet providers and government changes, the Wi-Fi coverage in the Philippines is slowly increasing. However, it remains one of the slowest in the world. If you wish to video call, you should be able to do that with no problem. But there are some interference. Also, in some areas, maybe even if downloading music, it takes how many minutes? Now, the government, has been a great deal of change in terms of government control across the Philippines. One area that has seen significant change over the last few years is Davao City. However, some disagree with the leadership and management of the country, and especially the war on drugs and other activities can be questionable. Now let's talk about unhealthy foods. Filipino food is highly accessible and can be very inexpensive in most part of the Philippines. Still, if you wonder whether to retire the Philippines versus Thailand, then one thing to consider is the food. The Philippines has a mixture of Western and local foods. However, they are often fried and very unhealthy. Okay, let's talk about overcharging. Overcharging is very common in Asia, especially tourist areas. However, overcharging can be very common in many parts of the Philippines, especially when the price is not visible and negotiable. You will often find overcharging for certain activities such as tours, but overcharging can happen anytime, even when visiting a grocery store or sari-sari store. Now, visible poverty, you will notice just how much poverty the city has, especially in the metropolitan area of Manila. Now, one thing that saddened me is when I witnessed a family who was not asking for money, they were sleeping next to the bins. But in the man's hands was a baby that could only have been 2 to 3 months old. It isn't easy to witness, and support from the government is not always present. Now, so it's something to consider, especially if you are deciding to live in Manila. Now, we are done with the cons of retiring in the Philippines. Now, let's proceed to the cons of retiring in Thailand. The cons of retiring in Thailand, first is visa age requirement. Based on my research, currently the visa age requirement is 50 years of age. However, many of those looking to retire in Thailand are under this age. If you are older than 50 years of age, then this is no concern. But if you are younger, there are options available, but this can be pretty costly. However, things are looking to change like post-COVID. Now, price. Price discrimination, it's prevalent in Thailand that you will suffer some price discrimination as a foreigner. This is seen as like everyday practice across Thailand. It is so regular that even places where you expect no discrimination to be, like such as tourist temples, can sometimes charge a higher amount for foreigner entry. Now, but having said, the costs are relatively low compared to overall living costs for retirees in Thailand. Quickly changeable weather. This is also important depending on the season. The weather can be quickly changed in Thailand, and this can alter lifestyle, especially if you are like planning to spend your days outside. This is not a significant restriction for most people. However, there may be unexpected changes, especially during the rainy season, producing some quickly changing weather. Next, low mid-English level. Unlike here in the Philippines, if you are looking to retire in Thailand, it would be best to learn the Thai language, as most Thais have a low to middle level of English. And of course, there is a large percentage of the population of do not speak English at all. And certain future or government changes, according to the source, you may have heard in the news that there have been specific protests and disagreements with how the country is being run. At this moment in time, there is a slight uncertainty about the future in Thailand, which may or may not affect retirees looking to live in Thailand full-time. Now, Thai baht is strong currently compared to 5 to 10 years ago. The Thai baht is much stronger. This is not so much a big thing for those looking to retire and who have never lived in Thailand. But if you have visited Thailand or lived there previously, you may find the prices slightly higher than they once were. Now, the currency's strength can also be felt when purchasing something expensive. For example, car or condominium. Now let's talk about driving safety. Thailand has some of the most dangerous roads in Asia. You will see very young children on motorcycles. Also here in the Philippines. People not wearing helmets, drivers talking while driving, and many other unique experiences that can make the road dangerous for other travelers. Now, the question is, how much do you need to retire in the Philippines? One of the great things about the Philippines is that overall retirement cost in the Philippines is considerably low compared to Western countries. However, the cost you will need to retire in the Philippines depends upon your lifestyle and location. Areas such as Metro Manila are some of the highest areas in the country, while other islands such as the south offer lower cost of living. It is recommended to budget at least 50,000 pesos for expats looking to retire in the Philippines. And this includes slightly more than the cost of living to cover any unexpected emergencies. However, if you were to include large emergencies and or luxuries, then a budget of 75 to 100,000 pesos or more would be recommended. However, if you are in good health and have an overall low cost of living, then you can live comfortably in the Philippines as a retiree for much less. Additionally, if you are situated in a province or smaller city, then many household can cost other expenses will also be lower. It is not uncommon for foreign retirees to live in the Philippines on less than 40,000 pesos per month. Okay, now let's talk about how much do you need to retire in Thailand. Based on my research, the amount of money you will need to retire in Thailand is often much less than in the Philippines, as many household expenses and other living expenses are slightly cheaper, especially if you are retiring in the north of Thailand, as this is where costs are much lower compared to Bangkok or tourist islands. Let's say a budget of 35,000 Thai baht is recommended for retiring in Thailand. As mentioned, if you are retiring in the north or you have a lower cost of living, then it is possible to live on less than 35,000 Thai baht. However, it's always essential to have some extra for any visa requirements or emergency travel expenses or any other unplanned cost. However, if you are on a strict budget, it is possible to live on much less than 35,000 Thai baht a month. After all, some Thai residents only get paid a few $100s each month from their full-time job. However, they're still able to afford a lovely apartment and essentials, making a living in Thailand enjoyable. Which is best for retirees, the Philippines or Thailand? It's confusing. From looking at the pros and cons of retiring in Thailand versus the Philippines, it's clear that the best destinations depends on your lifestyle and what you are looking to achieve as a retiree. In other words, if you are looking for a lower cost of living and easy lifestyle, then you may choose to retire in Thailand. If you are looking to give back to the community and visit the Maldives of Asia, then retiring in the Philippines may be the best. The great thing about retiring in Asia is that you do not have to decide. Many retirees I have met have based somewhere where they spend the time but travel and stay in other countries. The great thing about retiring in Thailand or the Philippines is that you have complete freedom. If you are unsure, I would strongly recommend taking several weeks and exploring both countries, as they are different in many ways. You will find that one country appeals to you more than the other. And as previously mentioned, this decision does not have to be permanent. So lovely people, that's all for today's video, and I hope this is really informative. And if you have an experience living in the Philippines or Thailand, you can also share in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching until the end, and I hope to see you in our next vlog. No hate, just love. Bye!